Alright, replay review. Dimmie on all-track pass on Stukov. I know I have a bit of a sore throat right now. Apologies if the vocal quality is worse. Alright, first thoughts, you have a really fun comp. If you're five stacking here, this I feel like this auto wins QM. I'm guessing you're just in a duo with Vikings, but even so, if your team kind of knows what they're doing, you can farm stuff. What you're playing here is Vikings holds all the lanes. So you have a four-man kill comp. You like jump out of Fog of War with Butcher Charge or Bird and Jump or whatever. Stukov follow up, and between Stukov damage, Genji damage, and Butcher damage, you should just kill whoever you hit, and then you use that kill to like push or whatever. Your push is kind of bad, your straight team fight's kind of bad, but if you can keep ganking people, it's OP. Now the downside is if you're not all on the same page and don't know what you're doing, you're very all in on getting that kill. If people are trying to brawl, you're not playing around vision, you're not looking for picks, and you get baited into just straight fighting the enemy team, it's gonna be bad for you. You also have very little in the way of defensive power. Butcher's kind of committal, doesn't do well if he's not going in blowing people up. Stukov is much more offensively oriented than defensively oriented, which is a little awkward because if you mess up and you're the one that gets engaged on with Varian and then like main combo, can't save people that well. Now the upside of that is Varian's taken High King's Quest, which means they're probably not going taunt, which means that's no longer an issue. But still, lots of damage on the enemy team that could go out on you, and Stukov can't really prevent that. Yep. If we're playing for picks, I think it's an easy win. If we're getting baited into brawling, I think we lose. I'm going to break my normal flow and just go over what town build I would want on Stukov here. Mostly because you've chosen reactive Ballistospores, and I think this is easily a low blow game. Because again, if we're all in on the picks, low blow works great for picks because it gives you a lot of extra damage on your combo and helps to secure those kills, which is especially important early game when Butcher's not really ramped up that much and Genji doesn't have X Strike to really blow up people. So I think the low blow can make the difference between getting some kills early game. So my full build would be we'd go low blow, probably just one good spread, targeted excision. Probably shove. There's an argument for swipe, but I think I just take shove. Brilliant reaction, of course. Um, if we're taunt, well, taunt doesn't proc super strain. Usually I would want super strain, but there's really absolutely nothing to proc it. The only thing is like dragon arrow if Hanzo takes it, and this is quick match, and Varian's already trolled his level 1, so there's decent odds it's pretzel dragons anyway. So we're probably just going Pox Populi. Um, and then I like Bio-Explosion Switch, but you can't take it with low blow, so we take push comes to shove. That would be my build. We're going reactive versus sports here. I definitely think Pox Populi reactive is what we're playing for. If we get baited into those fights, that big burst heal on your entire team could make the difference. And reactive kind of punishes Varian a lot when he goes in. We'll see if you can use that. I don't think it's that great this game though. Anyway, let's go.
Five, three, one. Take no prisoners.
Now, arguably, I don't hate going mid here. And especially if we're not in a five stack. Actually, I should have asked if you were in a five stack, but um, I mean I didn't see the comp until I just loaded this up. Anyway, I don't love going mid here just because I mean it's pretty far variant, but you're also like pre-stacked butcher. Your butcher's actually behind, and also again you really are in that pick comp mindset. I think what you actually do is you don't go mid. You go like either this bush or like this bush, and you just try and get a cheeky rotation kill. Vikings can just pick up the mid wave level 1. Like usually, you want to play this like 1-3-1, But since you have Vikings, you actually can play it like your entire team is rotating. None of you need to show in a lane at all. You can just do camps and look for picks the entire time. But I don't think you ever really want to be sitting in a lane. Oh, your Genji doesn't know how to play. That's really unfortunate. The Eden, their E build. That's awkward. Ah, okay. Unfortunate. So you didn't mention not hitting E's as much, which might be ping issue. I know you play on a lot of ping, but and just look at this first E. I don't even know what ping issue. Like I don't know what your. Oh, I see. Okay. Do W. We're trying to raw combo Varian. Yeah. Okay. Decent raw combo. The one thing I think that makes that not work. So first of all, I wouldn't have tried to raw combo in the first place. It's not really the damage threat is not really there to kill anyone, and raw comboing is inherently inconsistent. You did hit it there, you hit the W, and I think you would have hit the E. Let's actually look at this. Because what you do that makes this not work. You throw the W and then you issue a move command. And you're moving for about a full second, honestly. You throw W here, then you walk like around here and up here, and then you throw E. You want to W, then E, then D all at once. And that's gonna get actually it's going to what is it? It's gonna get around your ping issue because if you do all of those all at once, um, as long as your ping is consistent, which to my knowledge it is, just consistently high, the inputs will still all go through one after the other. And given that you hit the first W, ping is no longer is an issue if you just WED all at once. Because like the W comes out late, then the E always E is coming out late after you press it, but ping wise it's coming out directly after the W, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. So given that you hit your first W, and if you're going for the combo, trust that you hit the W, because if you don't hit the W, the rest of your abilities don't really work anyway. Just press it all at once, basically. Because if you issue the move command, and that move command is enough. That move command essentially means that now you're hitting E on ping. And because of that, you kind of miss it. You press E over here, while Varian's over here. You want to press it a little bit up and to the right. Because you do kind of hit the Varian in there, and if you were root, if you're 13 and you have the root, he is stuck there. But because you're not, you need to be a bit better with the E placement. And unfortunately, he's right at the edge, so he gets to walk out. And again, the butcher charge is so annoying. The odds that you actually get this kill is really minimal anyway, which is why I wouldn't go for the raw combo in the first place. Instead, I would have waited to use it on whoever Burden just stunned over here. I believe that's the Lily? No. Zebo? Might be Zebo. Whoever's stunned over here, I would just wait. I would just wait to combo them, because you have two setups for your combo. You have Burden stun and you have Butcher stun. And trying to combo off either of those is much more consistent than trying to raw combo. You just don't have B. There was I don't blame you for that. There was like a quarter of a second where you could have D to try and save Butcher. Ping already makes that difficult. Or well, it's already difficult and ping makes it even more difficult. Stop throwing the raw W's. The reasons as discussed before. Now, yeah, you're especially you're not winning this. Clearly, you've already lost one, and you're kind of stuck behind your gate eating poke. As discussed before, you really do not want to be forced into this situation, because if you're like jumping out of vision to pick someone, fantastic. If you're sitting in vision, you're getting shelled by Q-Build Hanzo, Ming, and Nazebo. You have three essentially artillery mages that are hitting you from way further range than you can hit them. Butcher's melee, you're basically melee. Genji is kind of half melee in that he can't really respond that well to ranged pressure. You're just simply going to die doing this. We use reactive here. Where was that? We used it way further back. Oh wait, when did we use reactive? Oh, you used it. I see. You used it to get the D reset for the heal. I actually don't hate that. I didn't even know. I didn't even see that initially. That was a good idea. Again, you're just a little bit faster, but I imagine the ping makes that very difficult. It was theoretically doable, but I mean, the time constraint is very tight, even if you're not at like 300 ping. I don't hate that. I don't hate that silence, peeling silence, and like you're not getting anything here. I would definitely hold the next silence though. Why did we? Why did we just use W? I saw it go on cooldown. I didn't see where it went. Tried to raw combo Varania. Stop trying to raw combo people. And you have two setups. It's so much more consistent if you just wait for the setups. There's like times where you want a raw combo. That's fine. These are not the times. When you want a raw combo is basically when like your setup isn't available. Or you really need to hit someone right now. Either of those are true. You have the luxury. You don't. Okay, so again, two things. Again, we have setup available that we can wait for. There's nothing that needs to happen right now, and even if you do hit a combo, uh, low odds that we can get a kill right now. I'd be ping camp. Oh, I have 5 seconds to camp. I just use E to clear this. I just use E to try and clear the wave, and hopefully with the wave cleared that, I mean, I'm assuming these three are not in a stack with you. So that if the wave's cleared, that incentivizes them to not be here. And also we want to get to the camp ASAP. Yeah. Probably worth trying that for that. You were out of range of the Muradin. Just fine. I don't think looking was correct there. Camp, 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 ping camp, ping camp. Peace. Any campers? I will accept two things here. The first and most obvious one is we want to go to Siege Camp. It's been up for now 17 seconds. We're 17 seconds behind on starting it. The second thing I would accept is looking for a gank somewhere else. The worst thing to do is staying mid, and you have Vikings, and I'm almost positive Smiley's gonna stack with you here. So I would be asking them to cover mid and try and work towards getting us into a gank setup where our entire team, or at least as much of the team as we can finagle, is out of vision. Really, you need either one of Muradin or Butcher, and Genji with you. Because you need one of these setups, you need some follow-up damage, especially since you're not low blow. If you are low blow, there's decent odds that you can just gank with just one of the setups in you. But since you're not low blow, I think we want Genji to secure it. But staying mid here is the wrong call. Yep, hey, there's a gank target. You're behind the Butcher, unfortunately. He charges before you're in range. Cool. Still a kill. Excellent. Alright, we've gotten a gank this game. Very good. And also, we can push this. I don't hate pushing this. There's people showing bot. Yeah, what Butcher's doing is fine. There's two showing bot. There's one showing mid. You just killed one. You can get some wall damage here. At this point, you probably want to leave. You don't have Vikings clear this wave. Unfortunately, the team is just so split up here. We still haven't done our camp either, which is unfortunate. I want Eden Butcher to leave. Okay, so if Butcher has charge here, we can... No. We can go in here. We can go in here. Be ready for follow-up. Someone's going to get stunned here. Ugh. Alright, go back. Let's look over this. Slow motion. So, we're in range of follow-up. That's good. Muradin jumps on someone. You throw W beforehand. This is you trying to raw combo. There's no setup right now. There's no setup right now. No CC is landed on Varian at the moment. Even if it had your, I mean, call this ping issue, but you're not throwing a W anywhere close to him. So what this means, and also given ping me, you press this W button a little bit ago. That indicates that you're trying to raw combo someone. Again, you don't need to do that. You have one setup close to you. We weren't watching him, so we don't know if his E's up. But you have two setup coming in here who came in through this way, and very clearly is looking to gank. So there's like a 99% chance that this guy is going to jump on someone and stun him. So you don't need to try and raw combo. Just save it for follow-up. Alright, so we get the stun. And now you do try something which I like. You reactive to still apply a W. The thing is, you just press the buttons really slow. And this might be ping issue. But again, if you're just pressing all the buttons at once, the ping is no longer an issue. Because the ping only delays essentially the first button press. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but everything's delayed by the same amount, essentially. So if you press WED, and this is not what you press right now, but just for the basic example, you press WED all right after each other, as I've described earlier. Which is if short answer or short explanation, you press W, immediately press E, hold down D. You don't wait for anything. The animations are enough to make sure everything lands in time. If you press WED, the combo will go out later. If you like at 300 ping, whatever. 300 milliseconds later, your W will go out, and then but then after your W goes out, your E and D were also delayed by the same exact 300 milliseconds, but it's 300 milliseconds after you pressed the buttons. So, and you press them all one after the other. So the relative timing of those buttons is still the same once it hits the game. It's once it hits the server. The combo itself will go out 300 milliseconds later, but the individual buttons will all be one after the other, and from what the server sees. I don't know if that makes sense. I think I'm explaining awfully. But essentially, stop waiting for confirmation that your abilities hit. If you just press one ED on Varian all at once, you would have still caught him. What I assume happened is you pressed one, got visual confirmation that it landed on Varian, pressed E, got visual confirmation that Varian was in E, pressed D. But the issue is, by the time you saw the pustule on Varian, you pressed E, and then the ping means that by the time E actually goes through, he has time to walk closer to the edge of it. And then by the time you saw he was in the edge of it, you press D, and the ping means that he's then able to walk out of it before the D actually explodes. So you could have caught him like here, but he's over here by the time you finished pressing all your buttons. And you can, yeah, W. It's not a true combo, but it's a small slow, which is worth it. Yeah, I'm fine popping D there. Don't stop raw comboing. I guess that's fine because your D's on cooldown. Ooh, nice play by Genji. Back at the heart. Yeah. All right. I want to get out of here. We're just charging. It's fine. Don't try and combo that. The play's dead. Stop that. Yeah. Yeah. You're pressing your buttons too slowly. This is like my #1 feedback for you, and I think it's probably just going to be the same thing over the course of the game. Stop trying to wait for confirmation that your abilities hit. Just press them all at once. Even under normal ping circumstances, Stukov doesn't have the luxury of waiting for confirmation before pressing his buttons. He has 3 different buttons that he needs to press, and he has a cast delay associated with it, and W has a travel time. So he has 3 different buttons. So if you're trying to wait for confirmation, even under normal ping, you have 2 delayed abilities and your brain delay of like processing your visual information, and that's simply too much to be consistent. Stukov combo, if you're doing it all at the same time, comes out in about 1.5 to 1.75 seconds. Call it 1.5, yeah. It takes about 1.5 seconds for the entire thing to land, as if you want to be consistent with like Variant Taunt or Stormbolt, you need to go slightly beforehand to sort of predict where the stun is going to hit. So call it like 1.5 seconds normally if you're pressing all your buttons. If you're waiting for confirmation, you can essentially double that. Um, just with, again, all the abilities that you're waiting for the delay from and your brain delay. So call it double, maybe a little less if you're really fast at reacting. Under your ping, you're adding like however much your ping is times 3. So for you, if you're waiting for visual confirmation for all your abilities, your Stukov combo is gonna take like, I mean, probably like, yeah, 3 seconds minimum to hit, possibly more, which is simply just not consistent enough.
I'm on my way.
Wait, we're ahead of XP here. I'll drop the like delay thing. I think I've drilled it in enough, and I'm gonna repeat it when I post this video text. So I might like, oh yeah, you delayed your combo too much, you missed a kill here, but I won't pause and go on another rant every time you do it. I think that's a little too much. Trying to raw combo, don't do that. Again, you have Burden in the area. And oh well, he missed his Stormbolt, but if he hit the Stormbolt, then you would have kind of stupid. Alright, combo's up again. Don't raw combo. You have 2 setups in the area. Alright, yeah, you're a little out of range there. I don't blame you for it. It's fine. Just walk away. Well, I'd honestly back here. You're kind of low mana. Just back while we're waiting for the objective to walk its way down the lanes. Just a Stormbolt, that's fine. With ping, ping and brain lag, not like insult to you, just processing power of any human. I can forgive that as looking at trying to follow up on Word and Stormbolt if it hit, so that's fine. And we really don't want to be drawn into these like 4v4 fights. We have 2 setups, just make sure we're in range of either of them. Oh, Murden's going in. Look at Stormbolt. Into the Stormbolt. I can sort of forgive you for that though. I've done the same. And like I sort of touched on before, so normal stun time for engage, Stormbolt, for example, is 1.25 seconds of stun. I don't have the exact math on Stukov's combo, but I want to say it takes, again, like 1.5-ish seconds to fully come out, because maybe closer to 1.25, but like brain delay makes it a little, brings it over the edge. The end goal essentially, if you start the combo after the stun hits, enemies have a little bit of time where they can walk, where they're not silenced, and can press buttons or try and walk away, get a little bit of extra distance. So ideally, if you want to make it very consistent and give minimal time between the initial stun and your combo going off, you need to start the combo slightly before the enemy stuns go out. So like if Varian charges to a target, a lot of the times as the charge is going out, I'll throw out W and start the combo already, trusting that as the W's in flight, they're going to taunt the target to make sure they can't move out of the path of the W, instead of throwing the W after the taunt hits. Same thing for like Stormbolt. If I see Murden jumping on a target, I'll oftentimes throw the W like as the jump lands, trusting that they'll queue them. The awkward thing is, of course, if like that Murden does, they jump in and then they don't queue, then you've kind of whiffed your combo. So I'm gonna assume that's what you tried to do. You assumed he was going to stun the Lily, and you preemptively comboed, which is not bad. And then Burden just didn't, so the combo whiffs, which is fine. I know. Where's you? Go. You just throw another raw W. Pretty sure you just did. We gotta get you to stop doing that. Okay, what I will say though is, again, you throw the W, then you like walk back and do a little circle before you throw the E into the D. If you're trying to combo them, commit all the abilities at once. If you're not trying to combo them and you see they didn't get stunned and now they're walking away, don't commit the E and the D. Yeah, you did throw on our use. We got to get you to stop doing that. The two things I'm telling you at the end of this game that I'm really emphasizing: commit all your buttons at once and stop throwing raw Ws. This silence does something. They have a lot of range on their team. If they were like heavy melee, there's an argument for silencing the gate so that they can't step up to clear. But A, you should have done that sooner if you were going to. And B, they're not. They don't need to stand in this silence. They can stand like in any of this area to hit your minions. That silence does nothing. Except put your abilities on cooldown. If your team had stuck around and you wanted to turn and Murden jumped back in, you wouldn't have silence. Follow up. Fine. I don't hate backing here. Not too much going on.
It took that many hordes to stop our cavalry. Ha!
Yeah, fundamentally, you're playing like you're a deathball comp and just sort of sitting in one lane, letting Vikings take the rest of the lanes. You're the opposite. You're a gank comp. Sitting in one lane is the opposite of what you want to do. Go Butcher with camp. Butcher's on camp. Go help him. The first time any of your teammates have hit a camp this game, you should reward that. I don't know if he can solo it. He probably can. Level 9. He has self-healing. He can. It would be faster if you helped him, though, because you're not really contributing anything here. Like, your team's sort of sitting in mid, eating some Ming Poke, but Murden doesn't care. He just heals it back up. And then all of you on Vision is antithetical to what you want. I don't know what you're doing here. Top with the camp, and then try and get your team to go gank someone. Stop going mid. It is not where we want to go. Bot looks really gankable. And mid looks really gankable. Here. Aww. Please, I beg of you, for everything that's really, stop trying to raw combo for no reason. You literally have... You literally have two people coming in for a gank. One of them has point and click stuns that set up for your combo, and has an additional piece of CC to make it even easier to combo off of. And then you try and raw combo. You're not the engage. Stop trying to be the engage. You're the follow-up. You have point and click engage coming in right here. Don't need to try and hit any skill shots. Someone will be standing still in the next few seconds. And you miss the raw combo, so that doesn't do anything. Butcher doesn't have follow up, but luckily knows how to use chain to follow up. At this point, I'd shove this guy out. Like, hit shove right here. Still shove. You can still shove. Okay, it works out. Honestly, again. I think you're so my instinct is we're looking for picks. We want single kills, trying to we want people isolated. If you isolate, it makes it really easy to get that single kill on the Lily there, and then we can try to do something with a single kill. We don't need to. We're not trying to like kill everyone. But what you did was actually better. So what you did, I mean, you know what you did, but we're gonna look at it anyway. We hit the reactive Ballistospores, and then as the Lily was dying, we slowed the Nazebo, so he's not able to get away. I actually think that shove was a little bit troll. I think it's honestly better to just body block him here and kill him right now, because the towers aren't hitting him. The towers are hitting waves, and he's body blocked in. He can't get away. This just makes it slightly. This just makes it take longer to kill him. But it's fine. And then you went. So now you got 2 kills because of your reactive play. So well done on that. Honestly, it's not something I would have thought of doing. All right, now we've got 2 kills. So what do we do with that? My idea would be we push mid. And 2 kills, we see 1 bottom. We got a camp pushing mid, or only a little bit of what's left of it. We try and get some easy advantages, and pushing mid also makes it a lot easier to capture this, because if this wall's down, it's a lot more difficult for like Leeming or Hanzo or Debo to stand over the wall and throw stuff at you. Going for Variant is better to stop. 1 setup, 2 setup. Stop. You don't need to raw combo. I mean, he's dead anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. But it's fine. Alright, now we've got a 3rd kill. Not overlapping, but what do we do with that? Objective is one option, but I don't think this objective is capturable in its current state, because all it takes is, like, Leeming. Again, any of the 3 artillery mages standing over this wall and just tossing spells at you while you try and channel. You can't capture this if they're paying attention. Oh, wait, this Lily should be 100% dead, by the way. Burden jumps. Stop trying to raw combo! Hey, look, if you had combo up, this Lily's dead. Yep, she gets away. Now that's good. That's what I was thinking about with the Zebo. We're going at one person, shove the other person out so they can't stop. So they can't prevent the kill. That was a really good shove. Hey, look, you threw W at nothing. Now, if you had W up, you could try and raw combo this Sleeming. This is when raw comboing is acceptable, because your follow-up's so far behind, and if you wait too long, she's just gonna start blinking out. If you hadn't thrown W up there, you could have reasonably tried to raw combo her. She's running in a straight line. Nice. So they weren't really paying attention. Hanzo was sitting here, Li Ming was over here. Neither of them were over there. So maybe you get this. Right. Where was that W? Stop! But where is this W going? Like, I imagine Ping, you were trying to throw it at the Hanzo, but don't do that anyway. You have 1 engage, 2 engage, both in range. Both should have their stuff up. Neither of them has really gone at anyone recently. If anyone steps up, you want your W to secure that kill. And number 2. Now, Murden's a little bit far behind. Whether you can actually get that follow-up, even if you have your W up, is debatable. But still. This guy's dead if you reactive him. I just did anyway. Cool. You did reactive. Nice job there. I call that ping. Yeah. And it is rough watching someone on ping. A lot of these abilities look like major brain lag where you don't know what you're doing, but I recognize that like you saw these guys trying to retake channeled E, but like it hit the game so much later, so it looks like a stupid E, but from your perspective, you were trying. Your Rodin jumps on one person, you try and go on Leeming. Rodin doesn't hit the stun anyway, so it's not you're not punished for it, but fundamentally not a good play. Just back here, back. Go like behind the wall and back. Don't tap. Your entire team's backing anyway. You don't really get much out of tapping. Backing is better than tapping. Um, for two reasons. One, it restores more resources, and two, it saves your tap. The disadvantage of backing is it puts you off the map for longer, but your entire team's backing, and you have some downtime where while your objective charges up anyway, so you have the freedom to back here. You don't need to tap. Alright. Go, we're virulent. Let's see if we can hit some combos. What are we here? Yeah. Biotic armor, they have like no. I mean, they have Varian. Biotic armor works really well against Varian, sort of. His Mortal Strike procs a ton because of Twin Blades. Every like other auto attack is spell damage, but he is still mostly physical, so Biotic armor does work against him, but I think Varian is by far the least threatening member of the team. You have so many ways to deal with Varian. Like, you took Reactive already, which really neuters him. You have Shove. Muradin has attack speed slows. Varian's the least threatening member. And Biotic Armor is not very effective against anyone else. Tanzo does auto attack, but he's went to a more poke spell damage build anyway. Yep. Yeah, I like targeted as we've said before. Honestly, by the way, I think what your play was as a team was go gank like top or bot. Alright, Butcher stacked here? Yep, Butcher stacked. Alright. What we're looking for is Butcher charges literally anyone, and if team's paying attention, they're dead. Good job not raw comboing here. I had to say something. I was saying you're doing so good at not getting baited into raw comboing. Beautiful. Then you did it. Alright, we got a 4 anyway. I think from here we rotate up and gank Nazeebo and try and get top. Because the next objective should be spawning top. If we can get top 4, that's good. You didn't need to D there, we were fine. I really like trying to gank Nazeebo here. There's nothing else to go mid. Yeah, learn to recognize when like this there's no play happening and rotate out ASAP. Good, we got Nazeebo. Let's try and get top 4 out of it. Should be able to. Yep. Free. After this, honestly, is there a boss angle? Oh, look. You can try and raw combo though, Ming. Nice. Okay. Barely managed to finish the kill. In that case, we push the keep wall. Push the keep wall. Yeah, you can step up to it. There's like no punish. You saw Hanzo bot. What's the punish is like Varian? His Varian is showing mid anyway. Okay, there's literally no one defending the keep. I wonder if you get the entire thing. Yeah, it seems greedy. You can try. You can hit it for a little bit. Yep. We are Pox Populi. Good. You can keep hitting it. Again, there's like no engage here on the enemy team, by the way. You're really not that punished for just smacking something. Alright, really good job. Now we back off. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. There was maybe something if your team was paying attention, actually. I don't like looking at this, but you did hit a raw combo. And I don't know if people were in range. Yeah. We get out here. We get out here. We get out here. This is the punish. This is why. This is the. What did we use reactive on, by the way? When was reactive used? Was it here? Did you try and like 1D? You used reactive. But you didn't hit anything. I don't know why you pressed reactive there. Yeah, really should be getting out ages ago. Luckily, everyone's still alive. You can try and raw combo here. Also fine. There was an angle where around this corner, you were here, they went around this corner, you actually shouldn't have had vision of you. But that's not that relevant, but they were kind of CCing themselves by going on your butcher, was it? So that's you can raw combo there if you're really confident in it. Just try and turn. Raw combo also gets a lot better with Virulent because they're not CC'd while the combo's going out. Again, that's about 1.5 seconds where they're moving around. So it's a lot less likely that you hit them with the center of the silence puddle, and a lot more likely that you catch them on like the edges they're moving. So Virulent keeps them there, so the combo actually does something. Like at the very start, where you raw combo, like over at the very start of the game, you raw combo Varian mid, and like by the time your combo goes out, he's basically at the edge. Virulent makes the combo actually do something. There is an argument for you just bossing. I don't hate where Butcher is. I kind of think you help him. Just doing it as without Genji's a little sus though. Ooh, we're throwing here, aren't we? We're throwing. We are throwing. We're throwing. We need to get a kill like right now. You're engaged. You need to turn on do not raw combo here. Because Butcher's going to charge. You need the... Oh, okay. We lose. Shove someone out. We win? Okay. They weren't able to do anything. I don't hate that. Not committing... I like you not committing the E there. Just throwing the W and the D, because that's all you need. We don't win the game here, do we? Nah. We don't. Don't roll combo. Wait for the engage. Okay, good. Unfortunately, I don't think this is enough to win. Maybe it is. You're gonna have to be really good at it. No, it's already not, based on how you're moving. If you want to try and end here, you need to be hitting core already. You can't wait for the wave. You need to pump as much damage as you can. You cannot wait for the wave. At this point, I think you need... Nah, it's a troll shove. Your team was killing him. You shoved him out of danger. Just D for team sustain. Good. Okay, he's dead. Yeah, I don't think you can end here. You need to be leaving. Your boss is almost dead. They're coming up. This is troll. You're trolling. You're going to lose people, and then they're going to get objective off of it. Hey, look, everyone died. Yeah. So, to be clear, while 2 camps are up, the boss has 40 armor, which is very difficult to end on all track with only 1 keep down. Really, the rule of thumb is you want 2 keeps down before you try and go for an end, because not only does it have 40 armor, the boss, the core on all track also regenerates, so you need to do it all in 1 push. Now a boss does add a lot to it, but you waited a long time to hit the core. And death timers were not that long. So by the time you actually hit the core, they were respawning. And then you spent a bunch of time killing Varian. And then they were respawning even more. Ming's coming up here. Also, the boss does significant damage to your heroes. It slaps pretty hard. It does a bunch of AoE attacks. If you're melee, you're taking a lot of damage from the boss. And your team is basically entirely melee. But yeah. You're just not killing the core fast enough, and all it takes is for Ming to hit 1 reset, and then kill your entire team. Yeah, you can't end there. And again, if you wanted to end, you can't wait for the wave. You need to go to the core and start hitting it immediately. Let the wave catch up and like. It's a raw combo angle here if you want it. All right, we don't. That's fine. Probably doesn't do anything anyway, you just leave. Good job by Vikings. You're dead, unfortunately. Yep. You stayed around there a little too long. Like, As soon as you all died here, this objective was gone. You can't get it. Because they all rushed to it, and like Vikings and a Stukov is not enough to defend against the entire enemy team. Or well, 4 members of the enemy team. We lose this game. I don't think this objective ends. But it would be such a shame if we lost this game in the end because we gave them the momentum back. Gotta die. I'm actually very invested in the Vikings gank here. If we micro the Vikings, not a smiley review obviously, but if we micro the Vikings, this guy can die. I think. We can body block him in the little U. Right. Whatever. Okay.
We took back our camp.
Since you're not low blow, I do like bio explosion.
I'm coming to help, and I've got a really big.
Not a bad call from the Vikings here. Just need to. I don't love this E here. You're using it to help clear camp, but you're kind of forfeiting your ability to get kills if they try and contest it. Anyway, we got the camp. We should have. Yep, we push mid here. By the way, 100% push mid. We're not trying to end through top. We want another keep. Let's just push mid. Boss spot is mildly threatening, but I doubt they end. Yeah, Vikings can like do stuff if they care about it. We want to push. Our bot lane is sort of screwed, but their top and mid lane is equally as screwed. A 450 advantage. I don't know what Butcher's doing, but whatever it is, I hate it. We don't want to try and end here. He's gonna lose to Twin Blades Varian. He wins. Yeah, I mean, I guess following top lane is the correct choice. But there's nothing to do here. I'd be pinging assistance mid lane. And we're not ending top. This objective does nothing. You threw a random W somewhere. I don't care about going back to C, but wherever it was bad. Hit this building. You're not ending. Stop trying to end. Are we ending? I guess they're all dead. Not ending. So we're not gonna be able to end because we didn't hit the mid keep, and that's gonna make me really sad. Yeah, I don't think you actually can kill this. I don't think you and Genji do enough. I think they get up in time. It's just Varian. You can shove him back into his core. Sure. Alright, we actually do win. Okay. That was an incredibly scuffed core push that should not have worked. To be clear, like, your best course of action, again, is to push mid, get the mid keep down, then you push. And if you do that, you can have two little objective fills hitting at the same time. Like, this only worked because somehow Butcher just got kill after kill after kill. By the way, I'm pretty sure Lily did not take cleanse. Reportable offense, by the way. Into Butcher, Stukov, Murden, not taking cleanse? Yikes. This is a wee brain at the finest. Okay, yeah, so this core call should not have worked. It did. Much better play would be to take mid keep, then look for core. The fact that worked is a little illegal, but it's fine. So, overall, thoughts. Yeah, same as what I said before. Stop trying to raw combo constantly. There's a time and a place for it, but especially when you have two fantastic engaged heroes, that it's a very minor time and place. Most of the time, you're the follow-up. Basically, if engage is remotely in the vicinity, just save your combo as follow-up. Don't try to raw engage because it's inherently inconsistent. It's doubly inconsistent because of your ping. And then the other thing you do is you're waiting for confirmation that your abilities hit. Don't do that. Just press WED all at once. And again, as a reminder, the travel time of W roughly lines up with the initial like channel duration for E. E has like an animation that it channels for, and then the E comes down. So if you throw W and then immediately press E, um, by the time your E's finished casting, your W should have hit the target. So if you press W, then you immediately press E, then you hold D. It'll delay the D until your E animation has finished, at which point the W will have hit the enemies, and then your D will go out immediately, trapping them in the silence if you've done it all correctly. Again, if you wait for the W, that makes it harder to hit E, and then by the time you wait for E to go out, they probably have like walked mostly out of it, and then by the time you D, sometimes you're just completely out of it entirely. Doubly so with your ping. Just press WED all at once, stop trying to wait for confirmation, and do it as follow-up. And I think you get a lot more combo value by doing that. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, you definitely had some really good plays. The play on the Zebo mid was especially good, I think. Um, yeah, you had some really good shoves, like the shove here to get whoever it was out of the way, so your guys could kill Lily. That was really good. Um, yeah, definitely had some good plays. Those two things, and then also in general, I try to use pings to communicate macro calls to the team more. Like get them animated, get them doing camps, get them like pushing stuff, etc., etc. Yep. As always, feel free to let me know if you have any questions, elaborations, etc., etc. Otherwise, good luck with your future games. Happy to see that you're picking up Stukov again, and I wish you luck with him.